Hello, beautiful ones. Out in the woods again, enjoying some wonderful time out in creation. I have something on my mind that I've been seeing an awful lot of lately with regards to narcissism. And it seems to me that it's become quite a buzzword and possibly an insult that we throw at people that we're not happy with. But the truth is that NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is diagnosed after assessment is done by a professional. And it is a mental disorder that has become more and more prominent in the last 10 years. And there are a lot of reasons for that, some that we can talk about in the future. However, having lived with it in my life for 13 years, it is something that absolutely leaves scars and a great deal of healing. Some people walk away from those interactions with PTSD. Some people with autoimmune diseases, most do, because your body has become so accustomed to the fight and flight mode that you don't know how to settle down. And there's a book out there called The Body Keeps the Score, and it certainly does that, because if you don't learn how to deal with the stresses in your life and living in those circumstances, it's nearly impossible to do, because it's constant stress, walking on eggshells and so on. There's a lot of manipulation, gaslighting, turning events that happened around as though the perpetrator is the victim. You think you're kind of crazy, and we could go on, but that's something that we can go into more in depth at another time. Did you know that there are actually 3 different kinds of narcissism? One is called autonomous, and that can increase with age. There's willful narcissism, that never changes. And there is, what's the third one? I have to look again. I forget what it's called. I'll tell you when I remember. But that one can decrease with age. So one of the problems with narcissism is that they're unable to self-evaluate and self-critique. It is built around grandiosity, which is, the back of that is actually a whole lot of fear and insecurities. However, you can give them all the information, but because they're unable to self-assess, they are not able, it's wasted and knowledge. They're not able to do anything with it. And therefore, the rate that, or percentage that's used for the possibility of healing or improving is 5%, which is not very big, though some of us hold on to that with dear life until we realize that we can't anymore. But it is indeed a very sad diagnosis, and a lot of scars are left. And there are a lot of reasons why narcissists are developed, but we can go into that in another video. I just kind of was a little bit bothered by the fact that we just throw the word around there anymore. And by doing so, we lessen the impact and the truth of what it really is. It really does leave so much damage for victims, and a lot of healing is needed. So there's my tidbit for the day. I hope there was some helpfulness in that, and I will go back at my notes and look again what the third type of narcissism is, and we'll revisit that if you so choose. If you need any kind of help or support, please look in my bio, or I'll also have my website at the bottom of this. Comment, share your experiences. So one thing that we often think is that we are alone, and we are absolutely not alone. So, okay, enough of that, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.